Joe Biden is not known for his consistency. Over the years, Joe has changed his views on just about every issue under the sun, from crime to abortion to foreign policy to marriage to pretty much everything else. Unprincipled politicians, such as Joe Biden, sometimes refer to this kind of flip-flopping as evolving. And now it seems Joe Biden has evolved into a Puerto Rican.
I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time, both for business and pleasures.
Richard Levine is a woman. Elizabeth Warren is an Indian. Joe Biden is a Puerto Rican. I don't think that people believe that Joe Biden is a Puerto Rican. I don't think people believe Joe Biden, period. I think Joe Biden is not persuasive. And I think the reason that he and all the other libs are not really persuasive is because they keep being proven wrong. It's the fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, or as George W. Bush put it, fool me twice, the point is you're not going to fool me again. And with the libs, it's fool me 3 times, fool me 4 times, fool me 5 times. COVID certainly accelerated that trend. And so it's not persuasive, especially when you compare Biden and the Democrats with the political alternative. You want to talk about persuasive, you want to talk about in charge. Ron DeSantis down there in Florida, in the wake of this horrible hurricane that destroyed so much of Florida, killed a lot of people, destroyed a lot of property, CNN is using this as an opportunity to really grill the governor and make it seem like he's not competent, that this is somehow his fault, which of course is absurd. Listen to how Ron DeSantis knocks this CNN reporter down.
Why do you stand behind Lee County's decision to not have that mandatory evacuation until the day before the storm?
Well, where was your industry station when the storm hit? Were you guys in Lee County? No, you were in Tampa. So that's, they were following the weather track, and they had to make decisions based on that. But, 72 hours, they weren't even in the cone. 48 hours, they were on the periphery. So you got to make the decisions the best you can. I will say, they delivered the message to people. They had shelters open. Everybody had adequate opportunity to at least get to a shelter within the county. But, a lot of the residents did not want to do that. I think probably for various reasons. Some people just don't want to leave their home, period. They're island people, whatever. But I think part of it was so much attention was paid to Tampa that I think a lot of them probably thought that they wouldn't get the worst of it. So, but they did. And I think it's easy to second guess them, but they were ready for the whole time and made that call when it was justifiable to do so.
By the way, this goes on for about another minute, and DeSantis he's just citing facts. He's citing hour-by-hour weather trends. He's pointing out that CNN also thought that the storm was going to move in a particular way, and then after the storm shifted, then Florida shifted resources down. And so you leave that conversation with the impression, this guy knows what he's doing. Okay, if they had asked Joe Biden that question, what would he have done? He would have started drooling. He would have started talking about corn pop in the Delaware public pool. It's not, you can't even compare the two. It's not that Joe Biden might not have been able to cite all of those facts. Joe Biden wouldn't have known what state he was in. And so when people are comparing Republican leadership right now to Democrat leadership, it doesn't take a political nerd, someone following all the trends to see, the Republicans basically have their act together. The Democrats have no idea what's going on. You can see this. There was a video that went viral yesterday of a guy who, I don't think he's a political consultant. I don't think that this is a guy who's, constantly keeping up, refreshing the page on Real Clear Politics every day. He's a regular Florida citizen who says, look, I'm a Democrat. I've always considered myself a Democrat. But DeSantis seems so competent, I'm voting for that guy.
That gas is here in Arcadia. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it's here in Arcadia. So y'all know who we vote for. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers. I'm voting for DeSantis. And I'm a Democrat. So y'all can call it what the y'all want to call it.
We got children out
here. Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am.
There's just a real persuasive aspect to competence. To just a basic degree of competence. We tend to think of politics as this ideological struggle between the leftists and the conservatives and the Marxists and the fascists and the thisists and the that. But For a lot of people, politics comes down to, hey, are you going to show up? Can you just like show up when bad stuff happens and try to make it better? Hey, can you reduce crime in my neighborhood? Hey, can you keep the economy kind of going along? Hey, can you fill my potholes? Fill my potholes is a really important political tactic. Okay, fill my potholes goes a long, long way. And DeSantis is doing it. He's doing it on every single level. You even heard in that clip, DeSantis, he said, there are misleading narratives. You guys are pushing misleading narratives. And I've noticed that Ron DeSantis, I don't know if it was in that specific clip, it was certainly in the CNN interview, and he keeps coming back to this misleading narratives. Why? Because misleading narratives is the Ron DeSantis version of fake news. Right? Donald Trump says, you're fake news. Ron DeSantis is saying the exact same thing, but he uses a synonym because he doesn't want to just be seen as a copycat of Trump. He adopts a lot of Trump's characteristics and habits. He uses the Trump hands. They're sort of like New York Italian hands, really. But he uses the Trump hands. He uses some of the Trump diction and cadence, but he changes it. He makes it his own. And I think that competence goes a long way, especially if DeSantis does choose to run in 2024. Presidents tend to be the opposite of their predecessors. Right? You think of George W. Bush. Go all the way back to George W. Bush. Bill Clinton is marked by this kind of liberal, skeezy, completely irreligious, immoral White House full of scandal. And then George W. Bush, whatever you think of the guy, he's a pretty upright man, born-again Christian. There's no sex scandals coming out of the George W. Bush White House. Then after Bush, what do we get? We get Barack Obama. So the Bushes, old, white, establishment, vaguely conservative. Barack Obama, young, fresh, newcomer, leftist, first black president. Then what do you get after Obama? After Obama, who's this young, fresh, radical, we're going to fundamentally transform America. We hate the old America. Obama's wife says, the first time I was ever proud of my country was when it elected my husband. What happens? You get Donald Trump, who says, now we're bringing back the old America. Make America great again. Right? Donald Trump, this older guy, kind of more old school, right-wing style. Then after Trump, who was relatively pretty effective, actually, even in just one term in office, even with the deep state trying to undermine him, what do you get? And this guy who's a total populist, bull in a china shop, upending the establishment, what do you get? You get the most establishment, boring guy in the entire world, Joe Biden. So what comes after Biden? Maybe you get Trump again? But DeSantis is putting himself in a position where he could be a good alternative. There's no question about it. The rest of the show is continuing now. You do not want to miss it. If you are not a member, click the link in the description and join us. We have a great interview coming up. It's with Michael Schellenberger. Michael Schellenberger is a really, really important voice on environmental issues. And Michael Schellenberger is shedding some light on what I think are not only the ludicrous but downright offensive Democrat claims about Hurricane Ian and all the destruction down in Florida, which they blame on global warming and those mean old conservatives who don't want to recycle or whatever, drive Teslas. And Schellenberger brings a little bit of science to that. So we will get to him in just 1 second. See you over at the member block.